Good morning, folks. I'm going to do a little video about rodents in the garden, specifically rats, and how to minimize their population and attempt to control them. Uh, Recently, I started noticing some burrowing holes in my backyard, specifically in my raised beds. And you can tell that these are rat holes because you see some debris next to it. This is the material that the rat is using to build its nest in there. I've seen a couple, about 4 or 5, and what I've done is that I've put traps outside their hole, and the rat is usually most active at night, so it'll come out and she gets trapped. And I've had pretty good success rate with it. This week I've trapped about 4 or 5 rats using just conventional tomcat rats. And I'm going to show you those traps right now. I have 2 kinds of traps, well 3, but I've used two so far only. And this one is the conventional tomcat. And now these are rat traps. They'll work for mice, but except that instead of getting caught on the neck here, they'll get caught in the back. So they're still dead mice. But a mice trap, I doubt, will contain a big old rat like the ones that I have here in my backyard. They're like the size of my hand. So that's why I'm using these traps. This tomcat is a little, they're both very effective. This tomcat is a little more trickier to set. It's the conventional trap, but it works. And this one here, this plastic one, is really easy to set. No risk of getting your fingers caught. And it's kind of safe, you know. Right before I started this video, I put it out here, and then my dog came by and started sniffing around at it, and it went off, and it didn't catch her or anything. So I'm sure if you have a little Chiweenie dog or something like that, it'll pop its head too. But a big dog, it didn't do anything to it, and I don't see my dog getting hurt or anything. So I don't think it got her because of, it's kind of safe here. It's not like this one, that this one will hit you hard. But anyway, put them away from pets. I made the little mistake here, and this one went off, but my dog's okay. Nothing happened to her. But now I know that it's not too bad for a big dog. Anyway, going back to topic here, this trap, you bait it right there. You put your little peanut butter right there, and when the rat comes in, it'll start eating here, and wham, it goes. It does the trick. Okay, and of course this one needs no explanation. You put your bait right there, you set it with this part here. Of course, you move you move the trapping part back, the snap, you move it back, and that's how the trap gets caught. There's another type of rat trap here. If you have pets, or you don't want to get one of your pets hurt, and it's a glue trap. And this one you would normally put it also in places where traps, where rats go walking around and they get stuck to it. And the only bad thing about these glue traps is that some people, well, the traps, the rat's alive when you get it. You know, the next morning you're gonna hear it, and she's alive and she's glued to this thing. So some people are a little squirmish about dispatching that animal. I personally like these 2 better because they just kill them very quickly. These, you would have to come back, you would have to take the trap and either whack the animal on the head with a stick or something before you throw away the trap. I mean, don't throw away the trap with the animal alive in it, okay? As much as I hate rats, I don't want to put them through that kind of torture. Anyway, so these are the traps that I've been using. Some people use poisons and stuff like that. I don't really like to use poisons because those are real dangerous to pets. And and I don't know how effective they are. And these traps, I know they're effective because I see the dead animal there in the morning. So it's that's what I've been using. Anyway, folks, try to put your traps along the places where you see the activity, like outside the burrowing hole that I showed you a while ago. Or if you start seeing activity like here in the rafters, you know there's rat activity because you'll see the droppings. So your rats are filthy animals. They'll poop and pee on the same place where they eat and everything. So if you see activity there, see, I have a trap right set there, right there. Hopefully it'll catch something tonight. That one's baited with some chicken. I've noticed that the rats have a little affinity for grilled chicken, so that's what I've been using in the last 2 times that I caught something. They also like peanut butter. I've used that also, and just put them along the sides where they transit. So if they're going down these rafters, put them like right here, right there. If you can hold the trap right here, I'm gonna figure out a way of putting a trap right there so that it stays right there, and that should catch something. And if you're using the little mice traps, or if you're using the glue traps, you might want to put if you're using a glue trap, you might want to put like a string or something that ties the glue trap, because sometimes a rat will get its first 2 legs stuck in it and she'll just run away with it. Try to run away with it, and it'll move it out of place. Or some people just claim that the trap disappears. That's basically the rat got away with the trap and went to die somewhere else. So you might want to tie that trap. But anyway, that's what I've been using. And tonight I'll be setting 3 traps or 4. I got 2 more this morning, so I have a total of 4 traps. I'll be setting them out here, see what I catch. And another thing that you can do to prevent the rat infestation, which I'll be doing later today, you got to clear sources of water. We've had a lot of rain lately, so there's water here, so they're drinking water from here, and they'll get water anywhere, right? So, but you got to minimize the. You want to get stuff off the ground, make sure they have no place to burrow, and or kind of find places where they can find shelter. Get it off the ground. Even these planks that I have here, these are things that I use in the garden. I'm putting it here for winter, but even here they like to come underneath. I've seen some activity. There's some droppings there that I've seen. So you got to clear as much space as possible. The compost pile, all debris that is there, that is just branches and twigs that was composting. I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm sure that's serving as perfect burrowing grounds for the rats, and I'm just gonna throw it away. As much as I hate to dispose of organic matter in my garden, I should compost everything. I don't live out in the country where the compost pile is 50 yards away from the house. Here in this case, the compost pile is very close to my house, so I don't want these animals here. So I'm going to minimize as much as possible their habitat. These leaf mulch that I have here, or leaf mold compost that I have here, I am going to spread it along my beds, and that should also finish decomposing over winter, and it will minimize the habitat for rats. So I've been spreading it now this morning. You can see it right here where I've been spreading it. So anyway, this is the first time in 8 years that I have problems with rats. I don't know what's going on this year, why there are so many of them this year, but these are like some corn-fed rats from hell. You know, the smallest I've caught are like 6 inches in length. You know, they're pretty big animals. So I don't know exactly what's going on or why they're so abundant this year, but I'm gonna do my best to exterminate as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted.